How much? 50. The opening itself was very low. The government says around 68% of ethanol is coming from grain. Is ethanol is also one of the reasons. Yield was reduced because of three reasons. We all know. 306 lakh metric tons. Hi guys, welcome to Believer Science Academy. Recently, the government of India has basically reduced the import duty on sugar import for almost 0%. So, in this particular video, we'll understand why this import has been done. Since we all know India is one of the largest producer and consumer of sugar. However, what forced the government of India to take this decision and what are the reasons behind this? Okay, is ethanol is also one of the reason. Let's understand in this particular video. Okay, so since I have already we had discussed that India sugar import decision of 2026 where it has reduced from 100% to 0%, right? So basically what does it means? Let's say earlier, if let's say in China, there is 10 per kg, 10 rupees per kg, okay, 10 rupees, basically what, 10 rupees per kg, okay. Now India, earlier what used to happen, earlier India had imposed 100% duty. Now this product which is coming from China, if anyone wants to import it, they have to give 20 rupees, okay, 20 rupees per kg, which was costlier. So now government has basically what it has done, it has reduced this duty from 100% to 0%. Now if anyone wants to import from Brazil or China or anywhere, now they have to give only 10 rupees per kg. Example, I am taking this as an example, 10 rupees, the market cost will be much more higher, okay. So now this is what it happens. Now which it leads to what? We can import more sugars, okay. Let's understand what is the problem behind this. And before this, let's understand what is the status of sugar in India, okay. What is the sugar economy in India? If you see this image here, it says India is global standing. In global standing, as I told you earlier, it is largest producer and largest consumer of sugar, okay. This is and it is actually the consumption rate is 272 to 97 lakh metric tons every year. It varies from household, food processing industries, this beverages and all. So it basically the demand is what this 272 to 97 lakh metric tons is used by households, okay, households or even your food processing, beverages and even industries, okay. This is used by them, and one of the most highly producing states are, one is UP, Maharashtra and Karnataka. These are the top 3 producing states. And systematic link, where sugar is basically linked for your, say for example, sugar is also linked to your daily uses. Say for example, if you are having a tea outside also, if the sugar of the price of sugar increases, the cost of the price of the particular tea will also be increased. Now you are eating in some hotels also. Now you are enjoying your desserts. All this needs your sugar content. Sugar has to be there. Now the price will raise in those products. Okay. In order to make sure in price stability, the government of India has used this particular reduce the import duty. Now if you see systematic link, one is food security, inflation control, biofuel, farmer income and energy transition. For sugar is basically what involved in all this. So if anything, shortage of sugar can also lead this repercussion effect on this also, okay. Now if you see how the sugar production has reduced, we'll understand this. Say for example, if you see this, how sharply it has fallen. Say for example, earlier we needed 334 metric tons, we were producing 4 metric tons, and this here we have produced only 306 lakh metric tons, which is a shortage of how much? 37 metric tons, lakh metric tons of shortage we are facing, okay. So what are this shortage? Why this shortage? The first and foremost reason is excessive rainfall in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Gujarat regions, okay. This excessive rainfall has destroyed the crops. This is one of the reason. Second is crop diseases like red rot fungus and top shooter borers. So these are infectious disease which has caused sugarcane yield. This basically what? It has reduced the yield because of what? One is excess of rainfall and crop diseases. This has reduced the yield of the sugar. Okay, as a result, and we also have historical low stocks also. Low stocks since low stock level from 2016 to 17. From 2016, we are maintaining very low level of stocks. Okay, like buffer stocks, what we keep, we are also reducing. So these are mainly three reasons. One of the reason is excessive rainfall. Excessive rainfall. Second one is crop diseases, and third one is low buffer stock of this. Okay, so this is the reason why we are importing. Now, if you see, almost previously we had 343 metric tons. However, this year because of rainfall we have lost 20 lakh metric tons, and because of diseases we have lost minus 17 lakh metric tons. Okay, we have basically faced this kind of thing, and as a result, what is happening? As a result, we are basically importing. Why we are importing? Now you understood why we are importing. Three reasons: because of reduced yield. Yield was reduced because of three reasons we all know. Okay. Now this has led where we are importing almost 10 lakh metric tons duty free. Up to 10 lakh metric tons import duty free has been imposed, whereas it is 0% import duty, and retail price is how much? 60. It has reached almost 60 rupees. Earlier it was some 45 to 48 rupees. Now it has reached 60. Now we are importing after mainly for 6 years. After 10 years. After 10 years we are importing this. Okay. So this is why we are importing this, and we have seen this also, and this stock crisis and market panic. What is happening? So opening stock, say for example, I told you we had historically we had from 2016 and 17. From 2016 and 17 we had very less stocks. So if you see the opening stock, which means during the start of the season, start of the production of this particular crop, we had almost the safer minimum is we should have at least 60 lakh metric tons. This is the safe zone. Okay, this is the safe minimum which we needed. However, the opening stock was how much? 50. The opening itself was very low. Okay, the opening stock itself was very low. And further, since there are three reasons why two reasons basically, geographical reasons. One is crop disease, and another thing is your excessive rainfall. Because of this, the production was low. The stock further reduced to 40 metric tons. The opening stock was almost only about 50 lakh metric tons, and which was already very less. Now this has reduced the production. Now actually what will happen to the market? Market pricing what will happen? Since there is very low conservative during opening stock, the government has very less what do we call sugar in their buffer stock to give to the customers. This is one. The price will rise for this also. Second is hoarding and speculation, which means, let's say, before understanding hoarding, let's understand the third point, then we will come to second point. Here, if you see this mill level delay. So mill persons, what they'll think, since there is shortage of this particular sugar, so the prices of the sugar tend to increase also. It will tend to increase. Why? Because if there is high demand and supply is low, the price will what? The price will increase. So what they'll think? They'll expect higher prices. Since they're expecting higher prices, they'll delay the release of this particular stocks, whatever they have. Okay, this is first point. Second, even the stocks which are released, let's say example, they have 100 bags of sugar. In this 100 bags, they'll only leave 50 bags. Now these 50 bags are bought by this traders. What these traders with, even they'll also have same mentality. They will also hold this particular, now 50 bags, out of 50 bags, they'll only give 20 bags to the market, which means supply is less. If supply is less and demand is more, price is going to increase. Okay, so this is the problem it will create in the particular market. Okay, so as a result, what will happen? As a result, the prices will rise. However, there is a thing called as ethanol myth also. The complaint, what the people are blaming is, since government focus is moving towards ethanol, so basically this is also one of the reasons. However, the government says around 68% of ethanol is coming from grains like what? The waste of the grains, okay, or the broken, we can say that broken grains also, broken rice, maize, broken rice. Okay, so this is where 68% of this is coming from this, and only 32% of sugar is used for biofuel, like your ethanol production. Okay, now people are blaming ethanol. However, government says it is only the 32% which is which we are taking. Rest 68% are coming from this broken rice or waste of agriculture, this grain waste. Okay, so this is also one of the thing. And second thing, now what is the government steps? What are steps it has taken to control this? One important step is export ban. It has banned export in May 2026 itself, and it has made duty free import. Now you can't export, you can only import. Second is stock limit on dealers. So dealers, there has where they can keep the stock. Stock limit has been set for capped at 400 tons. Now whoever is holding more than this will be punishable. Okay, where they will go and check physical stock verification. Government officials will go to the mills and traders, and they'll check how many stocks are there and how much they are in the market as well. Okay, and bulk buyers restrictions. There will be no bulk buying in particularly these hotels, beverage companies. They will be buying, they can only restrict to 15 days. Okay, only 15 days stocks they can basically keep as limitations. Now early crushing season is there, so this is also one of the reason. They can only usually they'll take 3 to 4 lakhs. It has been reduced to this 3 to 4 lakh metric tons as well. Now the challenge is food security versus energy security. Okay, this is where the government is facing the dilemma. Here ethanol is imperative. Ethanol is also important because ethanol is also important. Why it is important? One is it will reduce crude price oil. We all know imports. And second is support farmers' income. Farmer will earn extra income from this and cut transportation carbon emission and energy security. However, we also have this dilemma of food security. Now sugar is water intensive and land intensive crops. As a result, there is a food and fuel competition is there. Food and fuel. And second is diversification is a solution. So diversification, shifting from maize to ethanol can reduce the pressure on sugarcane. Second is policy implementation. This is also very, very important point you have to remember. Now after this, 7 lessons what we can learn from this is, first and foremost is climate disruption. Climate may actually disrupt your supply chain. This is the first thing. Crop diseases can threaten your food security. Okay, because of this, and buffer stocks are critical. Government has to maintain buffer stock. Okay, so these are the main important things why we are facing this crisis. Second is market psychology versus shortage. So market panic buying. This is also one of the thing, and government intervention is essential whenever it is needed. And there has to be a balance between food and energy. This is what the challenge for the government is. It has to maintain food and fuel also, and aggressive biofuel expansion has limits. Okay, we can't aggressively push this ethanol. There has to be some limit for this also. So these are some of the lessons we understood through this crisis. Now in this particular video, we understood why this crisis is all about, what is this all about, and what is the position of sugar across the globe, and why we are importing now. What are the reasons we are importing now? Was ethanol is a real reason? Okay, all you have understood in this particular video. Thank you so much.